In my last video, I briefly talked about my summer vacation to Hershey, Pennsylvania, so here's the story of us getting back from there. Bit of background information: my family owned a minivan for 13 years that has been around for most of my life. It started rusting on its side during its later years, so we just stuck some duct tape over the rust to cover it up. But that's besides the point. All you need to know is that the car was getting really old and worn down. The story begins on our first day driving home. We had been on the road for about 3 hours by this point. I had my headphones on, I wasn't really paying attention, until out of nowhere the minivan's check engine and overheating light came on. So we pulled off the highway and parked in some restaurant parking lot in the shade. None of my family members really knows anything about cars, so my brother pulled out his phone and found a nearby auto repair. So we drove there so an actual mechanic could take a look at it. He looked at our engine, tinkered with it, and then he confirmed that there were many mechanisms damaged within it and the coolant system was leaking. Basically said that the car couldn't handle much more. And we couldn't really get an Uber or taxi either. We still had 6 hours left to go, and that would be really expensive. So cool, we're stuck in Pennsylvania, which was just a bit of a problem because I had an art class the next day, and my dad had a job interview as well. No big deal or anything. So our next idea was buy a new car. But as fate would have it, it was a Sunday, so all dealerships around us were closed. We lugged our minivan to a nearby hotel and got a room for the night. I was pretty tired by now and I didn't pack any extra clean clothes. Plus our minivan didn't start anymore, so my mom called up a car dealership, and although they were closed, one of the employees said that he would hold the car for us tomorrow. So the next day comes, they actually send someone to pick us up and bring us to the dealership. He drops us off, my mom and dad talk to the employee, he brings out a car, my parents fill out all the paperwork, we test drive it, fill out a check for it, and we get the key to a brand new car. The employee said that they could tow our minivan away since it didn't work anymore, and he gave us a screwdriver to take its license plates off. And the second we got in our new car to get the plates, it began to rain, because at this point, why not? So we left, got on the highway, and the rain stopped when we got back to our minivan. We moved all our stuff and took our license plates, said goodbye to our minivan, and we drove all the way back to the dealership. My dad returned the screwdriver, and finally we were able to leave and drive 6 hours back home. I had to miss my art class that day, but my dad was actually able to make it to his job interview. He got the job, good work, Dad. And I was at last able to get home and take a nap. So there it is, that's the story of how we got our new car.